Alright, so y'all, before I tell y'all the gender of the baby, let me just share this story. And I was kind of contemplating if I wanted to share this story or not, because I know everybody's beliefs are different, but this is my channel, this is who I am, this is what I believe in, so I thought I would share it. And if you don't like it, I'm sorry. But anyways, so I'm gonna just tell y'all, can we just sit down for a bit? Let me just share a story with y'all real quick, okay? So listen. Let me just tell y'all how I found out what the gender was before I even went to my ultrasound. It was a week before my ultrasound. It was in December, of course, because I was 20 weeks. December 18th was my ultrasound appointment. Well, the week before that, I was working at this party. We had a private party that we had to do at my job, and I work at a wine bar, and I serve at night, if y'all don't know. And I was serving that night, you know, whatever. It was like a whole plated meal. It was for a company. They were having their Christmas party, right? So we go in, I'm, you know, working, doing my thing, whatever. And as the night went on, you know, as they're getting ready to, like, you know, wrap it up and stuff, I'm cleaning up, trying to get everybody, you know, stuff up and clean up, trying to leave, you know, whatever. So I'm cleaning up, and this lady in this red coat, I will never forget, this lady in the red coat was like walking past me as I was walking back to the kitchen, because we have, like, our restrooms are back toward where the kitchen is at, which is crazy. But anyways, so she was walking from the bathroom, I'm walking to the kitchen. And as we pass each other, she gives me like this smile, but it's like a weird type of smile. It's not like hi smile. It's like like hi, like a smile, but like I know something. So I'm like, okay, that's kind of weird, whatever. So I walk past her, you know, we smiled or whatever, and she looks down, and I can tell she was looking down at my stomach when we walked past. Now, mind you, I serve at a wine bar, and I wear all black, so, and I'm not that big, so sometimes you can't really tell if I'm pregnant or not, depending on what I was wearing. But I was wearing like this really flowy dress, so you really couldn't tell unless I stuck it out, or unless I was like right by you. So anyways, I'm putting up the dishes or whatever. I walk back out, you know, do my thing, and I'm clearing tables and stuff. And I walk past her table, and as I'm walking past her table, she kind of like, you know, kind of like, come here, you know, whatever, like that. And I'm like, okay. And she had the biggest Hispanic accent. Like, she was fully Hispanic. Lady, hard, you could tell she really wasn't, like, Spanish was her first language, you know, and she really didn't speak a lot of English, but I could definitely understand what she was saying. So I bent down because she was sitting down, and I couldn't hear her amongst everybody else. And as I'm clearing the table, I'm looking at her, and she's looking at me, and she was like, come here. And I said, okay. And then she was like, are you with child? And I was like, yeah, you know, like, what you getting ready to say? And she was like, well, I just want you to know your child's going to be very important in this world. Your child has a purpose. Your child's going to be a leader, you know, all this stuff. And I'm looking at her like, okay, lady, are you drunk? Like, what is it? So I look over, and I'm seeing she's not drinking nothing. She's just drinking Coca-Cola, you know, whatever, in her glass. And I know she was drinking just regular Coca-Cola because we put our regular soft drinks in like our regular water, you know, water cup or whatever, or water glass. So she was drinking Coke, and she was like, you know, your baby's gonna be really important or whatever. And I'm like, okay. And all I kept saying was like, okay, because I didn't want to, you know, offend her, and I didn't want to like brush her off. So all I kept saying was like, okay. And she was like, you know, and do you know what the gender is? And I said, no. And drum roll please, she told me I was having a boy. And I was like, okay. Like, all right, okay. So so then I looked at her, she smiled, and she said, and it's a boy. And I said, okay. Yeah, so I got up from the table, and she just, you know, like nodded me off, and that was it. The whole night she didn't speak to me. She smiled at me, but she would not speak to me, no nothing. That was all she said. So as I'm walking back to the kitchen, I'm shaking like a little bit, like I've never encountered this before. I mean, I've encountered prophets before, because if y'all don't know, I was raised in church. I was definitely raised in church when I was younger, and I've come from, you know, being raised in Baptist churches, non-denominational churches, you know, all of that. So I definitely believe in prophets. I do not believe in the practice of witchcraft, or the practice of voodoo, or the practice of a medium. I don't believe in that, but I do believe in the practice of prophets. So anyways, when I'm walking back to the kitchen, I start praying, because I was like, you know, Lord, if this isn't you, you need to cast anything that she's, you know, praying on me away, you know, because I need to protect me and my baby. But if this is you, and if this is your, you know, this is one of your angels talking to me, or if this is one of your prophets talking to me, I need you to let me know. So after I prayed about it to my head, I got a sense of peace about it as the night went on. I eventually told like my friends and stuff like that. I told one of my girlfriends when we were at work about it, and she was like, oh my God, that's crazy. And I was like, right? So lo and behold, the next week I go to my ultrasound, and as I go in there, the lady's looking, you know, all around, and she asked me, do you want to know the gender of the baby? And I said, well, yeah, I want to know. This is what I came for. And she was like, okay, well, we're definitely going to find out today. She said, but before I tell you what it is, do you have any guests? And I said, well, and I shared my story with the ultrasound lady, and she was like, that's so crazy because you're having a boy. And I could have cried, and I didn't. I was just so like, oh my God, this is, everything is coming for, you know, full circle for me. And this is really what made it real for me, is when a lady told me that I was having a boy, and then I heard from that lady in the red coat that I was having a boy, and I was just like, okay, so now I gotta find a name that's gotta be, you know, a powerful name. So I do have two names that I'm kind of like, you know, trying to balance out and figure out which name I want to go for. And if you don't follow me, like I said, make sure that you follow me on Instagram at Saber the Budgetista, because over there I did post a picture of two names that I have, and I asked those of you who want to comment down below which one you think is the better. And I got, majority of everybody said this one name that they wanted it to be, and I think I'm going to go for that name, because after I found out the meaning of that name, I just feel like it's so fitting for my baby boy. So like I said, excuse me, if you haven't, make sure you go ahead and follow me over at Instagram. It is the same name, Saber the Budgetista. But yeah, y'all, that was so crazy. I'm super excited, and I'm happy that I am having a boy, because I think I mentioned before, I've been wanting a boy, and I have many reasons of why I want my son, and I don't want to make this video too long. But if you want to know the reason why, then just leave a comment, and I'll probably do a separate video for that. But let's move on to the baby bump, and then we'll be done. Okay, y'all, so this is the bump. As you can see, I got a little bit bigger. Everybody thinks I'm too big right now for my for how long I am. Like, everybody who sees me is like, your baby's gonna be so big because you're this big and you're only 26 weeks. I don't think I'm that big, but everybody around me is telling me that I'm big and I'm gonna have a big baby. I mean, I don't know. My boyfriend is I think he's 6'4.5". So I don't know, we might have a big boy. I don't know, but I don't know. Y'all tell me down below what y'all think. But this is the side view. This is the front view. I did have an innie, so as you can see, it's been pushed out and flat. And my little, I don't know what you call this thing, lifeline, is more prevalent now. So yeah, that's it. So anyways, thank y'all so much for watching. I'll be seeing y'all on the next video. Bye.